Hello, viewer. How are you doing? Welcome to Full Record Jacket with Phil and Ben. Now, as we record this show, it's quite a windy day.
It's windy, isn't it?
There's a bit of a wind blowing out there, which made me think of a bit of a random challenge for you, Ben. And I want you to see if you can get your brain into gear on this. Okay?
Oh,
I'm
God.
going to I'm springing this on you. You've not got any time to prepare for it. I want you to think of this, and you've got to keep going, and you can't linger for too long, otherwise the game's over. So how many can you name songs that refer to wind or windiness in the title, or maybe in the lyrics? But see how many.
Just weather.
Well, you know wind. It's got to be windy.
Wind beneath my wings. God, when you started saying that, I'd already prepped. I thought I'll blame it on the Weatherman by Bewitched. And
No, you can have that one.
Thunder has wind, doesn't it? Thunder brings wind by E17.
Yeah.
Wind. Blowing on the Wind by Bob Dylan.
Yeah, Blowing in the Wind. We'll give you that.
Blowing in the Wind. Wind in the willows. Wind. Oh God, there's probably going to be loads. Why can't I think of any?
I must admit, I can't think of very many. So
Wind. I could think of weather-based ones, but wind ones. The Long and Winding Road.
Brilliant. Okay, with that one there. Okay.
Yeah. I like that one. Like the Hurricane, Bob Dylan.
Yeah, that's another one that popped into my head.
There's another one.
It's not really about wind; it's about a boxer, but we'll give you that one because it is a hurricane.
It is a hurricane. I'm just trying to think. Is there anything called tornado or? Well, that's really hard, Phil.
It is
There's
quite
probably
hard,
loads, isn't there?
Well, the only other ones that I could really think of were "Wild Is the Wind" by David Bowie, which is a cover of someone else, which I can't remember who did the original. There's a Beach Boys track on Smile called Wind Chimes, and there's Andy Williams did one called Windy. You want to have a bit of easy listening. And then if I go back to my knowledge of 1950s rock and roll,
you were there at the time.
I was there at the time. Charlie Rich did a song called Whirlwind on Sun Records back in the day.
Yeah.
There must be some more about tornadoes and hurricanes or something.
I'll tell you what.
Gales.
Let's cheat. Let's cheat because you brought weather songs with wind in. Not wind instruments. Oh, I've put some. That's why. Songs. Here we go. Dust in the Wind by Kerry Live Green. Wind Beneath My Wings, which I got. Blowing in the Wind. Ride Like the Wind by...
Of course, Christopher Cross. Ride Like the Wind, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Candle in the Wind.
Oh, that's an obvious one, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, Candle in the Wind. Oh, God. Blimey, yeah, that was like number one in Canada for 100 weeks. There's actually a song called The Wind by someone whose name isn't on here. Ride the Wild Wind.
Oh, that's Queen, isn't it? Yeah.
This one's actually by John Anderson. Bob Seger, Against the Wind.
Okay.
The Wind Cries Mary, Jimi Hendrix.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what you could have had. Summer Breeze makes me feel fine.
Yeah.
And I've just found a website that says 100 songs with wind in the title, and I managed about 3. That's pretty poor.
It's a tough one. I don't think you did badly. I don't think many people would get more than that. It's quite tough, especially when it's sprung on you.
Walking in the Wind, One Direction.
Okay. I wouldn't have known it.
No. Obviously Jimi Hendrix. I'm just like Frank Sinatra, Summer Wind.
Oh, of course, yeah.
God, Ed Sheeran. I'm hoping that's a cover, but Ed Sheeran did Candle in the Wind.
He probably has done the Elton John song, hasn't he? Because that would be quite Ed Sheeran to do that, wouldn't it?
It would. Cold Wind Blows by Eminem. I'm just trying to find if there's by a big band, someone that we might sort of know. There's a lot of wind-based songs. To be fair, Peter, Paul, and Mary, Blowing in the Wind. Obviously, that can't be right because they've got Gwen Stefani in here, and the songs. Can you see that? Wind it up.
Wind it up. I guess got to be called
Wind. I think they
mean
wind. Yes, yeah.
Have they got AI to do that one for them?
Possibly, yeah. There are quite a Poison, Ride the Wind. This can't be a very good list because they actually got some of the people. Wind Blow by Bone Thugs and Harmony. Oh, love a bit of Bone Thugs and Harmony. See you at the crossroads, crossroads, crossroads. That's all I can see, dude. That's all the wind-based that people may. Colour of the Wind, Vanessa Williams, I think, from the Pocahontas soundtrack.
Right, okay.
And that's it. So it turns out The Wind is a more popular song title for songs that nobody knows about than I thought.
There you go. Anyway, the wind thing was really a little bit of a diversion from the main objective of this show, which is actually to give you a somewhat more taxing quiz. So I've got some questions for you here. You're basically delving straight into a quiz, Ben. You didn't know you were going to be doing a quiz. You don't know what the quiz is going to be, but you're doing one, okay?
Oh, no.
So there's 20 questions on one band.
Ooh.
Can you guess what band that is?
Oasis?
Well, no, I think we've already given you an Oasis quiz before.
Well,
we could give you another one, but
the New Radicals, Matchbox 20.
It's 20 questions. That's why it's Matchbox 20.
Oh God. Oh no.
Now, I must admit that I have never delved deeply into the canon of Matchbox 20. Okay, their recorded legacy, their ongoing legacy. I only know the odd bits here and there. I know you've been a fan since back in the day, in the 90s,
when a pint was £2.
You're a 90s kid, so you sort of formed an emotional attachment to them, really, didn't you, back then as a teen?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So you stuck with them, which is admirable.
Thank you. High five.
So yeah. Anyway, do you want to get? It's multiple choice, thankfully for you. You can have multiple choice if you want it. Okay.
Oh, go on then.
So I need to actually. Are you going to keep track of how many you're scoring here?
Yeah, I've got 20 out of 20. Well done, Ben.
Have you got a pen and paper?
I have got a pen. Yeah, I've got a pen, and I've got a piece of paper.
I've got a pen somewhere. I forgot to get a pen just to write down, because I've got the quiz on my phone, of course. Now I have to admit that I did use the internet to make up a lot of this quiz. So
is this a new thing, this internet you speak of?
Yeah. So, some of it may be, you may contest some of the answers, and we can go and look them up if you really contest, what I've got here.
To be fair, I might not. I mean, this could be embarrassing. This could be.
Okay, so let's just start you off. Who is the lead singer of Matchbox 20? It's Rob Thomas. Okay.
One down, yeah.
And in what year was Matchbox 20 formed?
Oh.
Was it 1992, 1995, 1997, or 1999?
It's not It's not the last two, because they were Tabitha's Secret beforehand, which would have been early 90s. I'm going to say 95, even though they were together in 92.
That, according to what I have here, is correct.
Oh, 2 out of 2, 10%.
You've done well. Now, those were just to warm you up, okay?
Oh.
They don't actually count. They're not actually part of the 20 questions of the quiz.
Are they not?
No, they're not. They don't count.
Oh, you absolute!
They're just a warm up, just to get you going, to make sure you feel ease you into it. It's a bit like those first.
I'll ease you into something in a minute.
It's a bit like those first questions on, on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, where they ask you which goes meow, a cat or a dog or a pig or and then okay, right.
Oh God! I thought I was 10% there.
So here we go.
What's the failure rate? What's the failure mark?
I don't know. I think you're supposed to get. Don't we normally have like a 60% or something?
70%, isn't it? Like
so,
we'll see how many I get, then we'll work it out whether it's a pass.
Work out whether it's a pass or not after you've done it. Okay, so the band's debut album, Yourself or Someone Like You, was certified diamond by the Recording Industry Association of America.
Yeah.
Well, how many copies must an album sell in the US to achieve the diamond certification? Is it 5 million, 10 million, 15 million, or 20 million? How many copies did they sell of their debut album to get that certification? Was it 5, 10, 15, or 20 million?
It did sell a lot. Is this just in America?
This is the US sales, American sales.
So it's what, 5 million, 10 million, 15 or 20?
Yeah, and that's to be certified diamond.
5 million.
Which I guess must be better than gold, I suppose.
Yeah. 20 million sounds a lot. 15 million. Even 10 million sounds a lot. I mean, if you've sold 5 million of one album, you're doing pretty well for a debut album.
Yeah, that would be good for most acts, wouldn't
it? But then again, it was 96 when I think it got released. So you didn't have Spotify and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to go 10 million.
Well, according to the online source that I used, the answer is 10 million.
Oh, big boy! He's bringing it home. Papa's bringing home the bacon.
I must admit, I am slightly happy for you to get that one right, but let's see where we go with this. Okay.
Thank you, Philston.
The song "Push," sparked a controversy upon its release. What was the reason for the criticism and the outrage?
Because somebody came out and said that the song sort of glorified manipulation and sort of domestic violence, where that wasn't the tone of the song. The song was sort of seeing, if I remember rightly, seeing a disagreement between people from both sides, or from
okay,
something along those lines.
Some people took it the wrong way and claimed that it was promoting domestic violence. That is correct.
Yes, because I want to push you around, and it wasn't. But that's it. Well, it ended up being in the Barbie soundtrack, that song.
Okay. So, but basically, he was singing as both characters, was he, in the song? I can't.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay, here we go then. So, third question. You've got 100% so far on the first two. On which song does Rob sing the line, "I can't stand my reflection"? You can have multiple choice if you want.
Go on then. I think it's not Unwell, is it? That's the song about.
Is it Real World, Back to Good, Bent, or Long Day?
It's not Long Day. I don't think it's Reflection. What the other two?
Real World, Back to Good,
Real World,
Bent, or Long Day.
So it's Back to Good or Bent. Oh.
I'm now looking up the lyrics of this song because
I can. I'm going to go Bent. I don't think it is, though. I don't think it is at all.
Well, I'm now looking at the lyrics to this to check that that is correct.
I don't think it's definitely not like been a long day, baby. That's just, so it's not long day. It's either bent or back to good, and I'm going to go with bent, but I don't think it is. But it's quite melancholy, so I'm going bent. Final answer, Jeremy.
Okay. Well, I'm just looking at.
I'm glad you prepped for this.
Well, I don't know whether this is correct now, because according to the source I used, it's saying that the answer is Real World. But I've just looked up the lyrics to Real World, and I couldn't, when I just skimmed down it while you were thinking there, I couldn't see the line, I can't stand my reflection in those.
Yeah,
So
I wonder what it's like to be a rainmaker. I wonder what it's like to know that I make the rain. I don't think it's in there. No, it's not.
So is it in the song that you said it was?
Well, I mean, being a quiz master.
I know, but I'm.
I mean, I'll tell you what you've done here. You've completely failed.
I've totally failed it in a major way.
Because I don't think it's in any of them. I don't think it's in any of those songs.
I've just looked up Matchbox 20, Can't Stand My Reflection.
I think it's in. Is it in?
Is
If
it in
You're
Push?
Gone or something? I don't know. Let's have a look. I can't stand my. I'm sure it's If You're Gone. Let's have a look. If You're Gone. Matchbox 20 lyrics. Here we go. If it's in this, I should get double points.
You should do.
Let's have a look. Hand is on the door. I don't even think it's in this one, to be fair. Maybe.
I definitely can't see I Can't Stand My Reflection.
Well, I mean, as far as quizzes go, I mean, you don't get this on.
You can't get this on TV, do you? What? I
No.
can't. Can you remember a song with that lyric in?
I don't, but I thought it might be If You're Gone.
I'm going to type it into Spotify because that can get lyrics, can't it?
Oh, can it?
Yeah.
If you're gone, maybe it's time to come home. There's a little bit of breathing room, but I can hardly move.
It's not coming up at all.
I think you've fucked this one up, Philster.
I think I have. I must have done because I don't think we've got it at all. So I'll tell you what, we're going to give you that. We're going to use one of your correct answers from earlier on.
Yeah.
And we're going to maintain you on the...
Oh, dear me. This does not bode well for the other remaining 18 questions, Philster.
Okay. Matchbox 20 was nominated for Best Rock Album at the 2004 Grammys. For which album?
Oh, it's not. It's it's the one with bright lights and that on it. Oh, why can't I remember? Yourself or Somebody Like You, Mad Season, More Than You Think You Are.
That is what it says here is the answer.
Thank you very much. That's got bright lights and that on it. Yes.
So I guess
I'm on this, Philster. 4 out of 4, mother lickers.
It came out in 2000. It came out in November 2002.
Oh, did it? But I suppose it would have been classed as a 2003 album. Have you actually done any research into this?
Yeah, I went online and asked it to give me some questions about Matchbox 20.
It did. Let's have a look. Bright Lights, because I had Unwell and Disease. Because that's what I thought it might have been, that song, is Disease. Release track listing. And what did it win?
It was nominated. More Than You Think You Are. More Than You Think You Are was nominated for a Grammy. So that is the correct answer. That's what you said, wasn't it?
More Than You Think You Are, yeah.
So you have got 4 points so far out of 4.
Because that's the album I went to see them tour at Madison Square Garden.
So, which member of the band switched from drums to rhythm guitar in the mid-2000s?
Paul Doucette played drums and rhythm guitar.
You are correct. 5 out of 5.
Thank you very much. 5 out of 5. Knocking it down.
One of the band's biggest hits is Unwell.
Unwell, yeah, from that aforementioned album.
Now, how many weeks at number 1 did it spend at the top of the Billboard Adult Top 40 chart?
I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell right now. You can't tell. Have I got multiple choice on this?
Yeah, it was it 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 18 or 20 weeks? 10, 12, 18 or 20? How many weeks was it? Number 1. This is the Billboard Adult Top 40.
And it was what?
Adult Contemporary, I guess what they call
10.
it. 10, 12, 18 or 20?
I know, I think it did spend a long... I think it... 10, 12, 18 or 20. It's either 12 or 18, I think. I know it spent a lot of time. And I only know this because I really like the song Unwell, because I think in the video, I think it's Unwell. Was it Disease? But Unwell, he's got a t-shirt that says Love Me on it, and I bought that t-shirt. So I'm going to go 12 is a long time. I'm going to go 18.
You're going for 18. Are you a big fan of the Billboard Adult Top 40? Do you tune in every week to find out?
Oh, yeah. I'm there every week with
That's number 1.
Mark Goodyear during the countdown.
So 10, 12, 18 or 20? You want to stick
I do remember reading about one of their songs when I Wikipedia'd when I've been bored. And I do remember, because I do... It was a long time. But 10 weeks is a long time. I mean, let's face it. Wet, Wet, Wet was at number 1 with Bloody Lovers All Around for about 17 weeks. And even they got bored of that. But 18 weeks? I mean, that's almost 5 months. 12. I'm going to go... I'm 18. It seems ridiculously long, but I've got a feeling it's 12.
Well, according to Wikipedia, the song Unwell spent 18 weeks atop of the Billboard Adult Top 40 chart.
18 weeks?
Yeah. So,
Blimey, Riley.
Again, well done, Ben. You are correct.
Thank you very much.
So, here we go. Which album by Matchbox 20 marked the first time that the band had collaborated with a new producer, Matt Seletic?
Oh, dear me. Matt's... He didn't do the first album, did he? I know he did.
Well, he couldn't have done the first album because he at some point came in as a new producer.
Is it the second album? Mad Season? Or is it More Than You Think You Are? It's got to be one of them, because then after that they went on kind of like a hiatus they did that Exile on Mainstream. I'm going to say, I think he came in for Mad Season. Yeah, because he didn't produce the first one, so I'm going to go Mad Season.
Well, Mad Season was produced by Mad Celetic.
Oh.
In fact, the first three were, according to Wikipedia. In fact, he did North as well.
Yeah, I think he's worked with them on most of their albums, hasn't he?
Yeah. So I think, do you know what? I think ChatGPT has been lying again.
See, I would have said that he was there from the start, but it's just the fact that you said
you are right. You are right because it wasn't a new producer, but it was the first time they worked with him. Was more than you think. Sorry, yourself or someone like you.
Somebody
like first
you.
album. So you are correct again. That was the first time they worked with him.
Thank you very much.
Right, the video for Bent was notable for what unique feature? So which of these was unique about the music video for Bent, according to ChatGPT, which
this
may
one
turn
where
out...
it's got the stop motion thing where it's got everything being pulled.
Well, according to this, was it A, that it was shot entirely in black and white? Was it B, that it followed Rob Thomas being repeatedly injured? Was it C, the video was filmed in front of a live audience? Or was it D, that it included animated sequences?
I think it was shot in black and white. There is one of their videos which is shot in black and white, and I'm sure that they're on like the streets in the phone box and all that sort of stuff.
I'm now watching it. And watching it.
Is it in black and white?
It's not in black and white. Yeah, someone's driving an American car very fast around the streets of a city, and Rob Thomas is... Oh, someone crashed into a car. He hasn't been injured yet, though.
I know there's one of them where he gets...
Oh, he's been hit by a car. There we go. I think it has been... I think Rob Thomas is going to be repeatedly injured in this video.
Injured, yeah. I think, wasn't it like the band's idea to do that because he obviously went off and had his solo hit with Santana?
So the band want him to be repeatedly injured.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
pay him back for going off on his own.
Yeah,
well, that's what happened.
Wrong.
So you got one wrong. Never mind. I'm sure you can get it back. I think
it's If You're Gone is in black and white.
Right.
So there we go.
Well, that question's gone now.
That's gone.
Which of these songs was inspired by Rob Thomas's struggles with his mother's illness?
3 a.m.
You're right. It was 3 a.m.
Whoop, 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 whoop. It's 3 a.m. I must be lonely.
Okay, so Disease, the song Disease, was co-written in collaboration between Rob Thomas and which rock legend?
Mick Jagger, wasn't it?
It was Mick Jagger. I didn't even need to read you the possible answers.
Because then Rob Thomas went and wrote for Mick Jagger's Goddess in a Doorway album, or vice versa. One of them, I think Mick Jagger's Goddess in a Doorway came first. So.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say Rob Thomas went back in time and wrote Gimme Shelter for the Rolling Stones.
Did you not know this?
No, I didn't know that one. No.
Well, now you know, Philson. Now you know. You've been living a lie all these years. But you know what? With my camera angled like this, it makes my head look massive. Look at the size of it.
You're getting on for my level there.
I know. I need to keep putting my head down like that. I have got hair. There is hair there.
Okay, 2003. The track Bright Lights features the prominent use of which instrument? Is it piano?
Yes,
violin?
Piano. Because he plays piano at the start, because he played it on stage in Madison Square Garden.
Not saxophone or harmonica, then? Piano, violin, sax or harmonica?
It's got piano, because he played piano on stage at Madison Square Garden.
Well, I gave you the chance to reconsider, didn't I? I gave you the chance. I read you all the instruments that you could have had. And you went for piano. Which is correct. It's correct. So that's another, what's 11 out of 12 so far, I think. Is that 11? Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one wrong. I'm counting the wrong uns now.
Right.
Yeah, I remember at Madison Square, he does play that one, but there's a few tracks of piano on. I'm doing better at this than I thought I was going to do, which is pretty damn good.
So which song from More Than You Think You Are was re-recorded for the album with a gospel choir?
Oh, isn't it? There's a song like something symphony or street corner symphony or something like that.
Well, there's 4 answers I've got here, and it's either Bright Lights.
Downfall. Is it
It is,
Downfall?
yes, it's Downfall. You got to it before I read it out. That has a gospel choir, folks.
It does, yes.
Okay, so what was the first single?
Well, 1 second, my mother's just ringing me. Let me just message her. Just recording with Philster. Hit me, baby, one more time.
Okay, what was the first single to be released from the album North in 2012?
She's So Mean.
Well, you're not mean with your answers because you're getting that right. So
thank you very much.
We're on to question 14.
Ooh.
In the early 2000s, right after the album More Than You Think You Are,
yeah,
which founding member left the band?
Oh, because he went on to write books. It's not Brian Yale, is it?
Well, the choice here is Kyle Cook,
no,
Adam Gaynor,
Adam Gaynor,
Paul Doucette, or Brian Yale.
Oh, I always get the name. I think no, because Brian Yale's the bass player who looks a lot older than the rest of them. I think it's Adam Gaynor because he went on to write kids' books or books of some sort. Anyway, I think he still does something in music, but I'm sure he went and wrote books or something like that.
So you're going with Adam Gaynor?
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yeah, well, Carl Cook's still there because he's a guitarist. Had a solo album called Wolves, which is quite good. Paul Doucette's still there because he does, obviously, rhythm guitar. Rob Thomas is still there. And I'm sure it's either Brian Yale or Adam Gaynor. But I'm sure Brian Yale is I'm sure Adam Gaynor played bass. But anyway, I think it's Adam Gaynor.
Okay, so you're basically, the only other one you were thinking it might be was Brian Yale.
Yeah.
We're tossing it up between those two. Now, bear in mind, this was in the early 2000s that they left.
Yeah.
So, do you think you got your dating right?
Well, I think Brian Yale's the bass player and Adam Gaynor was the rhythm guitarist, and that's why Paul Doucette came off of drums to play rhythm, was because Adam Gaynor left.
Well, it makes a lot of sense, and it is correct that Adam Gaynor is the one who left. Okay. The song If You're Gone is...
If you're gone, baby, it's time to come home.
Widely interpreted as a reflection on which event in Rob Thomas's life? Is it his battle with illness? Is it the departure of a band member? Is it a rocky period in his relationship? Or the loss of a friend? If You're Gone is widely interpreted as a reflection on what of those events? Is it battle with illness, departing band member, rocky relationship period, or loss of a friend?
So I would have said it was about his mum. But if you're gone, maybe it's time to come home. There's a little bit of something that I can hide you move. What the thing is again?
Illness, band member.
No, because disease is about that.
Departure of band member, rocky period in his relationship, or the loss of a friend.
But he was. Ooh, Philster. I know it. I think it's one of the last two. What were the last two again? Can I say that? And I don't even know what they were. Rocky relationship and loss of a friend.
Yeah.
Don't think, because I would have said loss of his mum, but that wouldn't go down as a lot. So I'll go rocky relationship, because if it was loss of his mum, I would have gone for that.
Well, that is what they say here. It was a rocky period in his relationship. So
yeah, because he was seeing it hadn't long been with his partner, I think, which is what the song with Carlos Santana's about, is about his missus. So,
well, you got there. What was the first song that Matchbox 20 ever performed live in front of an audience? Was it Long Day, Push, 3 a.m. or Real World?
I'm going to go Long Day, because I'm sure Long Day or 3 a.m. were part of, they were already written for Tabitha's Secret, I believe. I don't think Push was written, so 3 a.m. and Long Day. I think it's one of them two. And I'm going to go 3 a.m.
Okay, so Long Day, Push, 3 a.m. or Real World. Is that your final answer?
Going 3 a.m. because I think I'm sure 3 a.m. and Long Day were there already written, because I think they performed them with Tabitha's Secret. So I'm going 3 a.m.
Okay.
because I think that's on my Tabitha Secret CD that I own.
Okay, well, the first song Matchbox 20 performed live, you've said that it was either 3 a.m. or Long Day.
I bet it's none of those two.
Well, that seems to pan out, because it's not Real World here as the answer, and it's not Push or the answer. So you're right, it's come down to this flip of a coin, really, hasn't it, between these two?
Oh, don't, you're just teasing me now.
And you said 3 a.m., and if you basically said heads, and it's landed tails because it's Long Day. Sorry about that. Well, never mind. You're doing well, though. You're doing well.
I'm doing well. I knew it was going to be one of those two.
Okay, so by 2023,
yes,
at that point, how many studio albums had Matchbox 20 released? Was it four?
Including Exile on Mainstream?
Well, they're saying here studio albums. Now,
it's 5.
I will say that a studio album does not, a compilation of hits or previous songs doesn't count. So,
but it's 5. If you count that, it's 6.
Well, the answer is 5, and yeah, so you're right that the compilation is not included in that. So yes, you're correct with 5.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right now.
Okay, so which producer worked on both Rob Thomas's solo album Something to Be and several Matchbox 20 albums? Was it Rick Rubin, Max Martin, Butch Vig, or Matt Seletic?
Well, it's Matt Seletic, because he worked on most of the Matchbox 20 albums. I'm sure Rick Rubin did something as well.
Why does Matt Seletic sound like a kid's action figure to me?
It does, doesn't it?
I don't know what it is about that, Matt Seletic.
And I think his full name is actually something like Matthew James Seletic II or something like that.
Well, whatever, he is the answer. So,
boop, 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 boop.
Okay, so as you mentioned, they had a compilation called Exile on Mainstream.
They did,
See what they did there. After that tour, because they did a tour of that title as well, of course.
Yeah.
Afterwards, they took a break to allow members to pursue other projects. During this time, which album did Rob Thomas release? You can have a multiple choice if you desire.
Yes. Well, yeah. It will be the one with his face on it, Diamond. Yeah, I'll know it as soon as you say it.
Was it Something to Be? Cradle Song?
It's Cradle Song.
You don't need the other two.
Don't need the other two. But the other two, Chip 2, Smile, and...
The other two are
can't remember the other.
The Great Unknown and
Great Unknown.
Lonely No More.
Lonely No More was the first album. That came out about 2000 and 2005, 6. And I think Cradle Song came out about 2008, 9.
Well, before I give you the answer, just out of interest, is there much difference between Matchbox 20 albums and Rob Thomas solo albums?
Not really. I mean,
they've got the same producer as well, so I'm just wondering, does it sound that much different?
No, not really. I don't think. I mean, I suppose the first Rob Thomas solo album was a bit more sort of that sort of pop rock sort of thing. But no, I do like a Rob Thomas solo album. Gotta say.
Well, Cradle Song is correct.
Thank you very much.
And now we're on to what have you got so far? Do you know what do you have your score?
I've got two wrong. I've got two wrong.
Yeah, I have your score as 18, I think, so far. No, 17.
So this is the last question.
So this is your chance to get, I think, 18, isn't it, if you get this right?
Yeah.
It's question 20 of the Matchbox 20 quiz. So the album Where the Light Goes was released in 2023, marking how many years was it since their previous full studio album?
11, because North came out in 2012.
I'm going to give you the possible answers here.
Go on then.
5, 8, 11, or 12 years.
If it came out in 2023, North came out in 2012. So 23 minus 12, going off of my maths filter, which I passed at GCSE level.
Yeah.
That's the kind of brain power you're dealing with.
Yeah.
It is 11.
It is 11 years. So, well done. You have got... Is it 18?
I got 90. Is that 90%?
Let's have a look.
That's got to be one of the highest pass rates.
You did only get 2 wrong, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
So that is 90%.
That is good going. As soon as you sprung that on me, I'm quite impressed with that. How much I actually know.
There we go. I mean, you are a long-time super fan. You're the guy that bought the box set. So, once someone buys a box set or something, they're...
Well, yeah. And I do love a box set. It's still unopened, that box set.
Really?
I think, I really want to have a look in. I've looked in it. I've never taken anything out of it. I'm too scared.
Can you stream it?
I don't think... let's have a look. I don't think you can.
Because some box sets, you can stream everything that's on them, can't you, really? Quite a lot of them nowadays you can. But there are some that retain an air of exclusivity and you can't stream them.
Yeah, let's have a look. Matchbox 20. Exile on mainstream. How are you? Here we go. I'm following them. Popular releases. See discography. No, it's not in the discography. So, no, you can't stream it. I think they only released like 15,000 copies of it, and I've got one of them.
Is that a vinyl?
It is a vinyl, yeah. Do you want? It's over here. Look. I don't know if you can. Look at that. That is the wall of records, and there it is. There.
Right.
Next to the Beatles, and a rather damaged Oasis "Dig Out Your Soul" box set, which I've got to try and find a new box for from somewhere. The corners have been all damaged. So, whoa, I'm really high up now. Let me just move that. There we go. So, it's untouched by human hands on the inside.
There you go, viewer. Well, we can declare Ben to be a Matchbox 20 geek, expert, super fan. Are there any other quizzes that we should do? Would you like to come on and be given a quiz about your favourite band? This option is available to Phil and Ben subscribers.
And can I just say, Phil would really love a reggae quiz.
Would love it. Do you know what? On that note, I heard something the other day, or I read something. Why did I hear it said or written? Somebody saying that they didn't like reggae. And the answer given by someone who knows about reggae was that if you think you don't like reggae, it may just be the case that you've not really heard enough proper reggae, and you've heard too much kind of pale imitation reggae, you know.
Well, maybe that's what it is, Philster. Maybe you need to embrace yourself in the reggae.
Go back to the was it the Black Ark, the recording studio that guy had?
Something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. Maybe I need to listen more to the stuff from that.
Yeah.
So anyway, don't know why we got onto reggae, but that is the end of the Matchbox 20 quiz. Join us again for another one. Thanks for watching. All the best.
Ciao.